Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want to talk to you tonight about something so simple yet so powerful that it can shift the entire course of your life. Every great transformation begins with the words we speak, and the morning is the most sacred time to plant seeds of wealth and abundance in the fertile soil of your mind. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that the spoken word is our wand, our divine instrument to command the invisible forces around us. When you rise each day, your mind is open, receptive, and ready to be impressed with truth. And if you choose the right words, words of faith, prosperity, and expectancy, you unlock doors that were once shut, and you draw opportunities and resources to you with an almost magnetic pull. Tonight, I want to share with you 3 morning affirmations for wealth that are not just phrases, but spiritual laws in motion, designed to align your thoughts with divine supply and bring into your hands the abundance that already belongs to you. The power of spoken words to shape financial reality is one of the most profound truths that many people overlook, yet it governs every aspect of life in ways that are often invisible but undeniable. From the beginning of time, words have carried energy and vibration, and everything we say is a seed planted in the fertile ground of our subconscious mind. Florence Scovel Shinn believed that the spoken word was our greatest instrument, a wand capable of creating or destroying, blessing or cursing. When we speak, we are not merely communicating, we are commanding. Every word carries intention, whether conscious or unconscious, and those intentions set in motion unseen forces that shape our environment, our opportunities, and even our financial experiences. When a person constantly speaks words of lack, scarcity, or fear, they unknowingly reinforce those conditions in their life, attracting situations that confirm their beliefs. The mind is like a broadcasting station, and words are the signals it sends out into the universe. If your words are filled with doubt, frustration, or hopelessness about money, those frequencies return to you in the form of missed opportunities, unexpected expenses, and stagnant growth. On the other hand, when you consciously choose to speak words of faith, abundance, and gratitude, you open the door for wealth to flow. Words create images in the mind, and those images create feelings, and those feelings drive action, and those actions create results. Everything begins with language. It is the architect of reality. Even science has proven that words have power. Studies in psychology show that self-talk directly influences behavior and outcomes. When you repeatedly affirm wealth, your subconscious mind starts to accept it as truth, and it begins to guide you toward choices, people, and circumstances that align with prosperity. Florence Scovel Shinn often said, "Your word is your wand," meaning whatever you declare with conviction becomes your experience. If you say, "I am always provided for," you begin to see evidence of provision everywhere. If you say, "Money flows to me easily and freely," you tune your mind to opportunities and solutions instead of problems and limitations. The spoken word does not just influence your inner world, it sends a vibration into your outer world, attracting people and events that match your dominant declarations. Wealth, then, is not only about effort, it is about alignment. Effort without the right language can feel like pushing against a closed door. But when your words are aligned with your vision, it is as though the door swings open and things begin to move with ease. This is why wealthy and successful individuals are often mindful of their language. They do not speak defeat, they speak progress. They do not dwell on problems, they declare solutions. To shape your financial reality, you must first shape your words. It is a daily discipline to observe your speech and replace any statement of lack with one of abundance. It is not about pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about refusing to give them power through your speech. The moment you speak limitation, you reinforce it. The moment you speak abundance, you begin to weaken limitation's grip. Over time, these words become beliefs, and those beliefs manifest as circumstances. The reason this principle is so effective is because the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between reality and imagination. It simply acts on what it is fed repeatedly. So when you say, "I am prosperous, I am wealthy, money comes to me from expected and unexpected sources," you are training your inner world to expect wealth, and expectation is magnetic. People sense it. Opportunities recognize it. Life mirrors it back to you. This is not mystical thinking, it is practical spiritual law. Words have been used to declare wars, to make peace, to bless, to curse, to build nations, and to create fortunes. Your finances are no different. The conversations you have with yourself, the language you use about money, the things you say when no one is listening, all contribute to the reality you experience. When Florence Scovel Shinn taught about prosperity, she emphasized the importance of watching your words more than anything else, because careless speech creates careless results. She knew that a single sentence can open doors, and another can close them. By mastering your speech, you master your focus, and by mastering your focus, you master your financial destiny. The spoken word is not passive, it is creative. It is the first action before any action. It sets the tone for decisions, shapes confidence, and invites resources. Those who speak wealth attract wealth, not because of luck, but because they are aligning themselves with the very principle that what is declared with faith must eventually be seen. Why mornings are the best time to affirm wealth comes down to the way the mind and spirit respond at the very start of the day. When you wake up, your subconscious mind is in a highly receptive state. The chatter of the world has not yet flooded your thoughts, the distractions of the day have not yet claimed your focus, and your inner world is quiet and impressionable. This is why the words you speak in those first moments have more power than at almost any other time. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the morning is when the soil of the mind is fresh, waiting to be planted with seeds of intention, and whatever you plant will grow throughout the day. If the first words you speak are filled with gratitude, faith, and expectancy of abundance, you are essentially programming your inner system to look for opportunities and resources that match those declarations. The mind acts like a magnet, pulling toward it people, situations, and ideas that align with what it believes to be true, and morning affirmations shape those beliefs before anything else can interfere. The morning hours also carry a spiritual stillness, a kind of clarity that allows you to align yourself with divine order before the noise of life begins. At night, the mind is often cluttered with the events of the day, but in the morning it is like a clear canvas, and your affirmations become the first strokes on that canvas. Speaking affirmations for wealth during this time is like setting the coordinates for the journey ahead. You are telling your subconscious mind where to focus its energy. For example, if you wake up and immediately say, "Today I walk in abundance. Money flows to me easily. Opportunities find me," those words create an internal shift. They stir confidence, create expectancy, and spark ideas. They help you notice things you might otherwise ignore, because the brain, through its reticular activating system, filters the world based on what you believe and repeat to yourself. This means when you declare wealth and success in the morning, you are tuning your inner radar to pick up signals of wealth and success throughout the day. Another reason mornings are powerful is because your energy is not yet scattered. Throughout the day, you encounter challenges, people's opinions, news, and other distractions that can dilute your focus. But in the morning, your mental energy is concentrated, and whatever you focus on becomes deeply imprinted. When you begin your day with affirmations of prosperity, you are not just saying words, you are aligning your thoughts, emotions, and energy toward the same vision. This alignment makes it easier to take inspired actions and recognize open doors when they appear. Florence Scovel Shinn often spoke of the importance of starting your day in the right vibration. She believed that if your first thoughts were of lack, complaint, or fear. You were setting the tone for a day that would confirm those things. But if your first thoughts were of joy, confidence, and wealth, then life would respond in kind. This is why morning affirmations are not just motivational phrases. They are a spiritual practice, a deliberate shaping of your inner world so the outer world can mirror it back to you. Consistency in morning affirmations also builds momentum. The more you repeat something, the stronger its impression becomes. And the stronger that impression, the faster it becomes a belief. And beliefs create behavior. If every morning you affirm that you are wealthy, capable, and provided for, eventually your actions, habits, and even your posture will reflect it. You will carry yourself differently, make decisions differently, and attract people and circumstances that resonate with your certainty. Wealth consciousness is not created in a single day. It is formed by daily reinforcement, and mornings give you the best chance to do so without resistance. Your mind, like wet clay, can be molded easily at this time, and each affirmation is like a sculptor's tool, carving out the image of success and prosperity you desire. Even from a scientific standpoint, starting your day with affirmations impacts mood, stress levels, and performance. Research on positive self-talk and morning routines shows that people who start their day with intentional statements feel more in control, less anxious, and more focused on goals. When wealth affirmations are added, they build confidence around money and opportunity. For example, if someone wakes up saying, "I am financially free, I have more than enough, money comes to me in increasing quantities," their brain begins to process the world through that lens. They become more likely to notice income opportunities, to act boldly when chances arise, and to reject limiting beliefs. The morning is your golden hour for this, because there is no competition for your attention yet. It is your time to set the tone, to set your standard, to decide what kind of day you will have before the world decides for you. Those who understand this principle use mornings as a sacred time for creation, knowing that the words they speak before the sun fully rises carry the blueprint of the life they are building. 3. Wealth. Focused affirmations inspired by Florence Scovel Shinn's principles are like spiritual keys designed to open the doors of prosperity and abundance. Florence believed that every word we speak is a decree, and those decrees create our experiences. She taught that when you speak with faith and conviction, you align yourself with the divine law of supply. The reason affirmations are so powerful is because they are not just words. They are commands to the subconscious mind and invitations to the universe to deliver what you expect. These 3 affirmations are simple, but each one carries a vibration that can transform the way you think and feel about money. The first affirmation is, "I have perfect supply for every demand." This is a reminder that there is always enough, that the universe holds unlimited resources, and that no matter what your circumstances look like, there is a source that never runs dry. When you say this affirmation, you are speaking directly to your fear of lack and replacing it with trust. It helps dissolve the anxious thoughts about bills, debt, or scarcity, and instead creates a calm awareness that everything you need is on its way. Florence often emphasized that worry is simply faith in the wrong direction. By affirming perfect supply, you are turning your faith toward abundance and removing the focus from limitation. The second affirmation is, "Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways." This one is vital because it keeps your mind open to possibilities. Many people limit themselves by believing that money can only come through a job or one channel of income. Florence taught that when you affirm this statement, you are loosening the grip of narrow thinking and allowing opportunities to surprise you. It helps you become more receptive to gifts, new ideas, partnerships, and creative solutions that may not have crossed your mind. The subconscious mind loves direction, and when you declare that money can arrive through both expected and unexpected channels, you widen your vision, and prepare yourself to receive. This affirmation also creates a sense of curiosity and excitement, which attracts even more opportunities. People who live with expectancy notice doors opening because they are looking for them. They act on ideas, they take chances, and they recognize value where others might see nothing. It trains you to stay alert and inspired, to believe that something good can happen at any moment. The third affirmation is, I am a clear channel for wealth and abundance. Florence believed that wealth does not come to the one who chases it, but to the one who aligns with it. This statement is powerful because it speaks to your identity rather than just your circumstances. When you say that you are a channel for wealth, you are declaring that prosperity flows through you naturally, that you are worthy of it, and that nothing is blocking it. This affirmation helps to clear inner resistance, the doubts, guilt, or limiting beliefs that often keep people from receiving. It is a reminder that wealth is not selfish. It is an expression of the divine supply moving through you to bless yourself and others. When you see yourself as a channel, you understand that money is not something to hoard, but something to circulate, to invest, to use wisely. It creates a sense of stewardship rather than fear, and that mindset invites even more supply because it is rooted in trust and flow. Florence often spoke about the law of circulation, that money, like water, must move to stay fresh and growing. This affirmation anchors that principle, teaching you to expect money, receive it with gratitude, and let it move confidently through your life. When these 3 affirmations are repeated daily, especially in the morning, they start to rewire your thoughts. They become internalized, turning into beliefs, and beliefs guide behavior. You begin to make decisions from a place of confidence rather than fear. You notice opportunities because your mind is tuned to them. Even challenges feel different because your words have created a foundation of trust and expectancy. These affirmations, though simple, are rooted in timeless truths that Florence Scovel Shinn devoted her work to teaching. They work because they speak not just to the conscious mind, but to the deeper self, the part of you that quietly determines what is possible. And when that part of you is convinced that wealth is natural, unlimited, and flowing, your actions and the world around you begin to match that conviction. How faith and expectancy activate unseen supply is one of the most important lessons when it comes to wealth and abundance, because it is not just about hard work or strategy. It is about aligning yourself with an unseen order that responds to your belief. Florence Scovel Shinn often spoke about the law of expectancy, teaching that whatever you confidently expect will manifest, whether it be lack or prosperity. Faith and expectancy work together like a magnet and electricity. Faith is the conviction that something is possible and already provided, and expectancy is the mental stance that prepares you to receive it. When these two are combined, they create a powerful vibration that begins to move resources, opportunities, and people toward you. The universe, or divine supply as Florence called it, does not operate in limitation, it operates in abundance. But it responds not to fear, doubt, or desperation. It responds to certainty, trust, and confidence. When a person expects good, they are tuned to see it. They notice opportunities, make decisions with boldness, and refuse to be shaken by temporary appearances of lack. Faith is often misunderstood as wishful thinking, but Florence made it clear that faith is active. It is a knowing, a declaration that something is true, even if you cannot yet see it. When you say, "I have faith that my needs are met," you are not just hoping, you are commanding your mind and your environment to align with that truth. Expectancy adds fuel to this faith. It is like waiting for a package you know is coming. You do not doubt it, you prepare for it. This is why expectancy is such a vital element in manifestation. When you truly expect wealth, you act as though it is on its way. You make room for it, you plan for it, and your actions show readiness. This readiness opens doors that would otherwise remain closed because you are attuned to see solutions and possibilities that someone without expectancy would overlook. The unseen supply Florence spoke of is ever present. It is like an invisible stream of ideas, resources, and connections flowing all around us, but we only tap into it when our minds are in harmony with it. Faith tunes the channel, expectancy keeps it clear. People who live in fear of lack are often blind to opportunities because their minds are locked on problems. But those who live in expectancy are constantly scanning for what is working, for what could work, and for what might come next. They understand that the outer world is often a reflection of inner conviction. If you believe something good is about to happen, you become more open, more approachable, more confident, and those qualities attract others to you. Faith and expectancy create an atmosphere that invites support. Business partners, mentors, clients, and investors naturally gravitate toward people who radiate certainty because certainty is rare and magnetic. Another critical point is that faith and expectancy shift your energy. Instead of being tense or anxious, you become calm, assured, and creative. Anxiety closes the mind, but expectancy opens it. For example, a person who expects abundance does not panic when a bill arrives. They speak words of faith, stay calm, and often find solutions faster because their mind is clear and resourceful. This is the same reason Florence urged people to speak affirmations with confidence. Your words, backed by faith, carry authority. They are like commands to your subconscious mind, which then sets in motion actions and responses that align with your belief. Even when challenges appear, faith refuses to give power to appearances. It looks beyond them to the greater supply that cannot be seen, but is always there. When you combine faith with expectancy, you move from wishing to knowing. This shift is critical because life tends to mirror your inner assumptions. If you assume struggle, struggle finds you. If you assume provision, provision arrives. The law is impartial. It gives you what you are prepared to receive. Expectancy is preparation. It is the mental act of setting the table before the meal arrives. Faith is confidence. It is trusting that the meal is already cooked and on the way. Together, they create a sense of inevitability about your wealth. You stop doubting and start preparing. You stop chasing and start attracting. Florence Scovel Shinn's teachings remind us that the invisible is often more real than the visible, because the visible is only an effect. The cause is always in thought, belief, and spoken word. Faith and expectancy are therefore not passive, they are creative forces, constantly shaping your path and calling forth the things you are ready to experience. Aligning thoughts with divine abundance daily is not simply a practice of saying nice words. It is a way of training your mind to live in harmony with a higher order that always provides. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the universe is abundant, overflowing with supply, and that lack is nothing more than an appearance created by fear and wrong thinking. She believed that to receive wealth and success, you must first adjust your thoughts to match the vibration of abundance. Each day, your mind is bombarded with images and words of limitation. News about economic struggles, conversations about money problems, personal worries about bills and expenses. If you allow those messages to dominate, they create a state of inner scarcity, and that inner scarcity produces outer results. But when you deliberately align your thoughts with the idea that you live in an abundant universe, you shift your focus from what is missing to what is possible, and that shift changes everything. To align your thoughts with divine abundance daily, you must be intentional. Florence often said that thoughts are like seeds, and you cannot afford to plant weeds if you want a garden full of flowers. Each morning, your thoughts should be directed toward faith, prosperity, and gratitude. It begins with awareness, catching yourself when you are about to complain, worry, or dwell on lack. Replace those thoughts with affirmations like, "I am divinely supplied," or "Wealth flows to me constantly." Doing this regularly trains the subconscious mind to accept abundance as your natural state. The subconscious, once impressed with this belief, begins to influence your actions, your feelings, and even the way you carry yourself. You become more confident, more open, and more expectant. This alignment is not a one-time event, it is a daily discipline. Just as you eat every day to nourish your body, you must feed your mind every day with truths that support prosperity. The mind is like a sponge. It will soak up whatever is around it. If you want abundance, soak it in thoughts of abundance. This might mean reading inspiring words each morning, listening to affirmations, surrounding yourself with people who speak success, or writing down goals and dreams as though they are already done. These actions reinforce the belief that abundance is not far away, it is present, it is possible, and it is meant for you. Florence often used the term word pictures to describe how thoughts create images. When you think, "I never have enough," you paint a picture of lack, and your mind works to make it true. But when you think, "All that I need is on its way," you paint a picture of provision, and the mind aligns your energy to fulfill that expectation. Daily alignment also means protecting your thoughts. Negative influences are everywhere, and they can easily pull you back into fear if you are not vigilant. Florence advised people to guard their conversations and even their inner dialogue. Every time you talk about how bad things are or how hard life is, you are strengthening the very conditions you do not want. Instead, talk about the good, speak about opportunities, and bless what you have, no matter how small. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to align with divine abundance because it shifts your focus to what is working rather than what is missing. When you say thank you for the money you have, for the opportunities ahead, and for the unseen blessings already moving toward you, you are magnifying your capacity to receive. Gratitude clears the fog of doubt and opens your eyes to possibilities. Another important part of daily alignment is visualization. Florence believed that what you imagine with feeling creates a blueprint for reality. Spend time each day picturing yourself already living the life you want. See yourself handling money wisely, giving freely, receiving easily, and enjoying the benefits of wealth. This mental exercise programs your mind to accept abundance as normal. It dissolves feelings of unworthiness and replaces them with confidence. The more you see it in your mind, the more you believe it, and the more you believe it, the more you act in ways that make it happen. Your mind and actions are partners. When the mind is aligned, the actions naturally follow. Aligning thoughts with divine abundance daily also means trusting the process. Results may not come instantly, but the repetition of truth reshapes your inner world. Every time you choose to focus on supply rather than lack, you are rewiring your brain and strengthening faith. Over time, the fear of not having enough weakens, and the awareness of plenty grows stronger. The people you meet, the opportunities you notice, and the decisions you make begin to reflect this new consciousness. What once felt out of reach becomes normal because your mind no longer argues against it. Florence's teachings remind us that the outer world is only a shadow of the inner world. To change the shadow, you must first change the substance, and the substance is thought. Daily alignment is about making abundance your default mode of thinking so that no matter what is happening around you, your inner compass stays fixed on the truth that you are always provided for, always guided, and always connected to an unlimited source. Turning affirmations into consistent action for results is the bridge between speaking your desires and actually experiencing them. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that affirmations are powerful, but they are not meant to be idle words. They are meant to move you into a state of readiness and inspired action. Words plant the seeds, but action waters them and brings them to life. When you speak affirmations like, "Money flows to me easily and freely," or "I am divinely guided to wealth," you are programming your mind to believe. but belief without action can become stagnant. The moment you affirm something, your subconscious starts looking for evidence to support it. It might nudge you toward a new idea, bring a person into your path, or give you an inner urge to try something different. Acting on these nudges is crucial because they are often the very answers to the affirmations you have been speaking. Consistency is the key because a single act or a single affirmation will not change a lifetime of habits. Daily repetition builds new mental patterns, and daily action creates momentum. Think of affirmations as a blueprint and actions as the construction. You cannot build a house with only a blueprint. You need to show up each day to lay the bricks. The same applies to wealth. Each affirmation you repeat in the morning should be followed by a willingness to take steps aligned with it, whether that means making a call, exploring a new income source, improving your skills, or saying yes to an opportunity that matches your declaration. The more you align your actions with your affirmations, the faster you close the gap between desire and manifestation. Florence often spoke of the law of non-resistance, which means not forcing things but allowing yourself to move smoothly in the direction of your good. Action does not have to be forced or frantic. It is about flowing with the guidance that comes. For example, if you affirm that you are a clear channel for wealth, you might suddenly think of reorganizing your finances, reaching out to a mentor, or completing a project you have been delaying. Each small act signals to your mind and to the universe that you are ready and willing to receive. People often say affirmations and then sit back, waiting for miracles, but miracles often arrive disguised as practical opportunities. If you ignore them, the affirmation remains only a phrase. But when you act on them, the phrase becomes flesh, turning invisible ideas into visible results. The discipline of taking action also builds confidence. Every time you act on your affirmations, no matter how small the step, you strengthen your belief in them. This creates a cycle. The more you believe, the more you act, the more you act, the more results you see, the more results you see, the stronger your belief becomes. This cycle transforms affirmations from something abstract into something real and measurable. Florence encouraged people to combine spiritual practice with practical wisdom. She believed that God works through channels, and those channels include your own efforts, your own creativity, and your own willingness to move. Another vital part of this process is persistence. There will be days when it seems like nothing is happening, when the affirmations feel empty and the results are invisible. Those are the times when persistence matters most. Affirmations are like planting a seed. You do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You trust the process, keep speaking life, and keep acting in alignment with your vision. Over time, the small actions accumulate. A single call may lead to a connection. A single idea may grow into a business. A single decision may open a door to a larger opportunity. Without consistent action, affirmations remain only wishes. But when you attach action to them, they become instructions to your life. It is also important to remove contradictions in action. Many people affirm wealth, but behave in ways that block it. They may speak abundance in the morning, but complain of lack during the day. They may affirm financial freedom, but avoid responsibilities like budgeting, saving, or learning new skills. Turning affirmations into consistent action means behaving as if what you affirmed is already yours. If you declare, "Money flows to me," you must handle money wisely when it arrives. If you say, "I attract opportunities," you must be willing to step out of your comfort zone when they appear. Your words and your actions must agree, because agreement creates power. Florence's teachings were clear: affirmations open the door, but action walks through it. Every word you speak plants a seed, and every step you take waters it. This is why the most successful people treat affirmations not as empty rituals, but as guiding principles that lead to decisions and behaviors. They use words to set direction and actions to create reality. Each day is an opportunity to prove your words true by aligning your choices with them. When you do this, wealth and opportunities stop feeling like something you chase and start becoming something you meet on the path you are already walking.